Skybox. Stairs.
Nothing great ever happened without a witness.
Oh, you guys saw that?
With the power to capture comes the need to share.
Check this.
Followed by the eyeballs and loudmouths chomping at the bit.
That was nuts.
The fate of the game rests in your hands.
Check this out. No.
Oh my God.
Leave nothing to chance. Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
The second day of an amazing weekend's gaming. It is the VR League Onward Invitational, brought to you by Intel and live to you from ESL UK studios in the heart of England. And as you can see on that stage, it's something really quite special. Done esports events all over the world, worked on all the major esports titles, but seeing 10 players throwing themselves around quite literally to the floor on a stage is an amazing experience, and I'm very pleased to be bringing it to you this weekend with an amazing team of production and wonderful casters and these 4 fantastic teams who are really giving us everything they've got in the Onward Invitational. And with us here as well are the amazing gentlemen and work of Stack Up, a charity that supports US and allied veterans, both serving and after they return to civilian life through what we all love, gaming and geek culture. Dave and Steve are with me to start things off today as we have a show match ahead of us featuring a team representing Stack Up and a team representing Onward, our game that we're playing here as well. But Dave and Steve, firstly, we had a good day yesterday, didn't we?
Oh, wow. What a series of matches yesterday. I was hoping it was going to go the distance, but we weren't able to make it happen with
True.
Globochem, and it was fun out there. It was enjoyable watching those matches.
We had 3 great games. We'll tell you more about them if you missed it. We'll tell you more about those later on. But the 3 games we had, we had a couple of 2-0s, a little bit one-sided matches along the way, and then a big turnaround at the finish there, right, which saw Globochem. They're going to be in our grand final, which will be the last thing we do today. But as I mentioned, the show match first, with one team representing Stack Up. So let's fill in here for people who did miss yesterday's show and aren't quite aware of the amazing work you do. So Stack Up support US and allied veterans, as I mentioned, both serving and also after they've tried to return and maybe had some difficulties returning to civilian life.
Absolutely. All of our programs are focused on those who are currently serving and those who have served, right? So we've got folks that are currently deployed downrange or maybe recovering at a military hospital. We want to make sure that we're giving them everything, something that we felt like was helpful for us and we know could be helpful for them. And then for folks who, get out, we know that transition can be difficult, and especially, coming from something where you're getting paid on the 1st and 15th every single month, like no question, no matter what happens, and then having to transition to a position where you don't, maybe the job's a little bit different, or maybe you're in a transitional period where you're not getting paid right away. Video gaming is one of those first things that can go, right, when bills got to get paid. So we make sure that we can look out for people and see to it that they're getting something to unwind with and be able to connect with the guys that they served with.
Let's show you some of the brilliant work that Stack Up does.
Stack Up is a non-profit that focuses on using video games to help veterans either prevent PTSD, cope with PTSD, or just have an outreach to where they can meet fellow veterans that want support as well.
We support veterans with video gaming through our 3 main programs. Our supply crates, which are giant boxes full of everything a unit deployed downrange needs to get video gaming. You need that level of distraction and entertainment and camaraderie within a unit, and gaming provides all of that. We also have our aerosol programs, which is us sending disabled or deserving veterans to various geek culture events such as PAX, E3, Comic-Con, as a way of showing veterans back home that there's an entire community of people out there that speak their language through gaming. And then we have our Stacks program, which are groups of local volunteers that get out in the community and help serve military units locally, not just overseas, but also here in the States as well.
Stack Up exists because we felt that there was a need for a charity that not only wanted to help veterans, but wanted to focus on the gaming approach. We're all gamers. We know that gaming is a relaxing thing, and it helps us to unwind.
For more information about Stack Up, head over to stack-up.org. We are Stack Up. Will you join us?
Yeah, stackup.org is where you can find out more about the amazing work that these guys do and support it either financially with donations or through giving your time or many other ways that you can find out all on stackup.com. And we have an amazing draw thanks to our friends at Oculus, which is what we're playing on here. If you donate at least $5 by going to esl.im/donate, then you get entered into a prize draw for an Oculus Rift. Kitten Mittens won one at the end of yesterday's show. Congratulations to you. We've got another one to give away, so just go and donate at esl.im/donate, and you'll get entered into the draw to win another Oculus Rift. There's possibly an extra one along the way as well, so stay tuned. Let's talk about those programs. We saw a little bit of there in your fantastic video, but in terms of both serving and returning back to civilian life, you actually ship out supply crates of things to give guys something to do when they're out in the back of Beyond, or also when they're adjusting.
Absolutely. The supply crates going over downrange, usually we try to help out units that don't have a lot overseas. I mean, even though a lot of these deployments are pretty built up, a lot of them are starting to contract. They're starting to bring guys home. They're starting to shrink the footprint of a lot of these organizations. And one of the first things to go are like all of the entertainment options as far as what these guys have to do. It gets deprioritized very quickly. So we're there to kind of backfill when MWR, morale, welfare, and recreation facilities get shut down or boarded up. We try to fill out there. And then guys coming home, where we were talking earlier, the crates that we send to guys home, helping guys transition out of either leaving the military or guys who use gaming as kind of an escape mechanism as opposed to any of the usual, drugs, alcohol, other, unhealthy ways of escapism. And we've all been there. We've all played a video game where we say, all right, I'm just going to play one more round or something, and 6 hours has gone by. And that's a big piece of what gaming can provide veterans who may be struggling with transitioning out. So,
well, not for nothing too. I mean, a guy comes out of the service looking like me, and you get the arm, you get the eye, right? It's obvious that I was injured, right, pretty severely. There are so many amazing programs out there that look out for folks who are coming back with injuries, coming back with amputations, and any kind of severe injury, right? But what happens to the individual that let's say they serve for 4 years, they serve honorably. Maybe they serve in combat, maybe they don't. But they do their time, and then they quietly transition out of the military. We don't have a whole lot of programs in place that are really taking care of those people. It's certainly not on the level that somebody like myself has had the pleasure of being taken care of. And so we really try to cover down for those folks, the ones that do get forgotten about, right? And so we pride ourselves on being able to serve the broad spectrum of veteran coming out of there, not just the guys, that went out and got the medals, got injured, all the war heroes. We love those guys, right? But there's the little guys too, the ones who quiet professionals that did their job, came back, and also need help.
And we know what gaming does when it brings people together. We've all got friends all over the world who, we've never seen, but we play with online. We have pros who've never seen each other in person right here for the Onward Invitational. We've never met in person until they came here to Leicester to compete in this thing for the weekend, and they know each other really well. They've just never been in that physical space for geographic reasons. That must be true also for vets when you have had such intense experiences with your buddies downrange, and then you're at home. That's such a different experience.
Veterans have a tendency, or active duty troops have a tendency to find out really quickly when they join the military whether or not they want to spend the rest of their lives doing it.
Right.
And if they find out early on that they don't, then they spend the next 3.5 years just thinking, I'm going to get out of the military, I'm going to get out of the military. They get out of the military and they're in such a hurry, they kind of forget everything that the military provides, like the community and camaraderie, and then they get out and find the civilian sector is a little kind of cold and uncaring. It's not like, being on a football team anymore. You're on your own. And a lot of guys, that's a tough transition point for them. So allowing online gaming opportunities for some of these guys as they're transitioning out, give them the opportunity to group up with veterans and veteran-friendly civilians who kind of get where they're coming from, who speak the language, or actually guys from their units linking up with other guys. I mean, it's a great way to help guys kind of deal with that transition, and that's another piece of what we do.
You guys were at E3 just a few days ago, right? The biggest games expo in the world, where everybody announces their big titles, all the major companies, Microsoft out there doing a big keynote, everybody's showing off their new games and so on. You took some guys out to E3?
Certainly did. Actually, Dave is our veteran coordinator. Could talk a little bit more about that and our first UK aerosol.
Yeah, we brought out our first British veteran to E3. Man, it feels like feels like a month.
It really does, actually.
No,
Yeah, I came from there as well. It feels a lot longer ago.
It's been about a week now, but we had 4 individuals out there, and we really just try and work with our developer partners, industry partners, to roll out the red carpet for these guys and show them that not only is this a community and an industry that supports them, but we can get these guys out there, get them the hands-on. A lot of our partners are kind enough to get these guys head of the line, and really they just
that's a big thing at E3 as well. That's
get
3 hours saved
front of the show. And so we get them out there, they get their hands on the games, they get to meet the developers behind their favorite games, and a lot of opportunities we get to break bread and maybe have a drink or two with these folks too. So the Aerosol program was really what drove my passion for getting involved in this in the first place. And since then, my love for all of our programs has only grown. But that really is probably our most high visibility program, where we can get these guys out there and show them an amazing time, and then they go back and tell a friend who tells a friend. And then next thing you know, I've got 4 dozen new requests coming in. It's like, it's awesome.
Well, the other nice thing, the other nice thing about that is we've also placed guys that we brought on aerosols into jobs in the games industry. They come out and find out, oh, I can be a community manager, I can be a QA tester, and they get in, and we've got a couple people who we have brought out.
Matt and I were just talking about that yesterday. One of our former aerosols works for the ESL now, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of the guys who I work with on Rainbow Six Siege around the world.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know you're talking about. Got it.
We've got a couple of veterans who are here with us as well. Thanks to you guys for giving them an experience of what we're doing here with ESL UK. And they're going to be performing in our show match, which is upon us. But before we get to that, I'm going to tell you again to donate at esl.im/donate, because I want you to. And I'm not ashamed to keep asking, so just get it done. Stack Up against Team Onward is what awaits us in the show match. A couple of vets on Stack Up's team, and a few people from Onward, the game we're playing here at the Onward Invitational, who will want to do themselves proud on their own game. So I'm expecting some good fun here. And but we have a mix on both sides of experienced Onward players and noobs, and that's all good.
We pulled our Aerosol veterans right out of the Onward community for this one, so I think we are well represented on the floor today.
It's already on, right? We're expecting good things. Stack Up, you are going to be represented by Sleepy, who's one of your veterans, North London Killer, another vet's here, the Lonely Viper, who you'll know, I think, from the VRML community, if you've been watching the amazing work done there, by Dakin Man as well, and Edna completes the Stack Up lineup, who is one of our pros, Landon Jordan. She's his fiancée. So, good lineup for Stack Up. Good mix of experience, and expecting some fun stuff from them, throwing themselves all over our stage. And that is what it looks like. If you didn't join us yesterday for the VR League Onward Invitational brought to you by Intel, that is how it looks when you're playing Onward. Everybody's in these little boxes. The light bars that are strobing upwards are just there to help mark out the spaces for you to watch. That's not part of the sensors, but all the Oculus sensors are on top of them, as you can just see the black parts against the black picture. You want to move around in this game. You're using thumbsticks to, actually for the mobility, but in terms of position, if you want to duck down behind a wall, get on the floor, like you're seeing right here in front of us. That's Sleepy, just crouching down. That's Showmatch, the Stack Up team for the Showmatch. On Team Onward, on their own game, we have the Comish from Oculus. Dante's Inferno is one of the devs. James Butlin, he's the another dev on Team Onward, so that's those two guys who really ought to know what they're doing, no pressure. 100th Monkey, he's here with Oculus as well, and Radar Heads, my man Radar, who's been analyzing games and casting on them this weekend. He's going to show us that he does know what he talks about, or he's going to prove that he's been bluffing us the whole time, really. But I think Radar will do okay as long as he learns how to put our Oculus on. Right now, he looks like he's not sure where it goes. Goes on your head, Radar. Good, there you are. Sat down at the front there. That's James, one of the devs, just chilling out, ready to go. It's a brilliant thing, this Oculus Invitational. I'm loving that we're doing this. It's so much fun to show you the guys actually doing it, because they're actually doing it. Oh, I'm enjoying the googly eyes.
I just saw that.
That James, the dev, has done. That'll no doubt help his tracking, I guess, in some interesting way.
I am in love with how dynamic this game is. There's something so satisfying about watching these guys, and they actually, you want to go prone, they got to get on the ground. These guys got to move. This is a very kinetic kind of a gameplay where, these guys, you can't, it's not just, WASD controls. They've actually got to be able to move around a bit. Yeah.
In the middle of your picture to the right, near the wall, that's Dante, one of the other devs, main dev, perhaps. I don't know. Does he do more work than anybody else? I don't know. Music, though, he's definitely done that. That's his thing. Who's in position at the back? That's Chris from Oculus. And that's still radar, just pointing around. He knows what he's doing, don't worry. I still have faith in him. And Steve at the back of the picture there, moving in on Dante. He's probably composing right now. I'll just get
Dante's just flexing. That's what Dante does.
We've seen players at different esports events, struggle to deliver their best when they're on a stage in a studio environment, and as opposed to, in what is probably their bedroom where they usually compete,
Do you feel like
1,000 hours or whatever?
I would think it might be a little bit easier for folks. When you got the headset on, you have no idea what's going on around you. You could just picture yourself in your bedroom and
I think so, Dave. Yeah, I do, because even if you're like, oh, I'm on a stage, there's things here. You put that headset on, that's all going to bleed away very quickly. That's Sleepy near the front of the picture there, and North London Killer behind him, and right at the back, Dakin from the VRML community, who's using one of the stocks. He's got his ProTube VR ready to go. I think that's the ProTube. Yeah. So he's going to use that for his Oculus. Oh, and so has North London there as well. If you didn't join us yesterday, the Onward Invitational, you're using the Oculus controllers to play the game. Some of the players like to just hold them in space freely to use your rifle with that, but some other players think their aim is better if those controllers are locked together, as they would be. And with the ProTube VR, you've essentially got a shoulder stock. Your controllers connect to it magnetically. Therefore, though, when you want to drop the rifle to pull out the tablet in the game to look at positions or to enter the code for the uplink, should you get to the objective, you've got to drop that rifle.
I think it's great though with the mag locks that these guys are put on there. I love it. It's homemade, but man, it is sturdy, and I like the idea of having a support. You're supporting it like a traditional firearm, and so I feel like it's just one of those things where it's got to feel so cool.
It was funny walking around here, and you had the players pretty much in the low carry position with these rifle, like wannabe rifle looking things. I'm like having little flashbacks, so like walking around in the studio, like, are we getting ready to go somewhere? Should we be going?
They got
somebody going outside the wire today? What are we doing here?
Pretty soon we'll be doing VR competitions. He's got to be wearing full kit.
Yeah, play carriers and everything.
Force feedback stuff is being developed, so you can actually feel like impacts and things like that. That's tech that's sort of emerging now. This Oculus Rift technology that we've got here has been absolutely brilliant to play Onward on. Remember, this is our show match in aid of the work done by these wonderful gentlemen here from StackUp. You can find out more about that on stackup.org, and you can donate to try and win an Oculus Rift, and not just the headset, but the 2 sensors and the 2 touch controllers as well. You need all of that, really, and we can give that to you if you just go and donate at least $5 at esl.im/donate. So do it. Get it done, because I'm going to keep asking you to. And once you've done it, then you can go, yep, I've done that. I'm one of the good guys who've entered the competition and donate to StackUp. So do. And rather than see me telling you to donate, meet Elliot.
Name's Elliot Alcantara, Staff Sergeant retired, U.S. Army. Almost 13 years time in service, 40 months total spent between Iraq and Afghanistan. For me, in those hours where once everything's done, there's nothing literally left to do. You've worked out, you've done all your schoolwork, this and that, those chill hours, they're chill to other people, but they're not always chill to me. That's the times where my mind gets real loud. Sit there and you get into those dark places and all that, and you get stuck in there. Playing those things where I have to just be on top of it, it's a good way for me to center on something, focus on something. It's something that is endless ability to pull me back in, right back into the world, take me out of those different spots. The people that I got to meet along the way, and going through some of those different gameplays and doing all that stuff, man, it's awesome. I saw them doing the call to arms and all of that, so I had no clue what StackUp was any of that before, but right there on the forums is StackUp information. I ended up getting linked up with you guys, and now seeing what you're doing, really awesome.
Stackup.org, where you can also find it on Facebook and Twitter as well. North London and Sleepy just off the corner of our shot there. So those are vets, but you also found them in the Onward community, Steve.
Actually, that would be more Dave's. Dave is our veteran coordinator, and he would know more about how we found these goofballs here.
I feel like I'm stealing all Steve's
No, you're
shine
perfectly
here.
fine. Hey, that's what a good boss does. He enables his people to do the job.
So you're calling yourself a good boss now, Steve. I see what you did there.
Right?
Yeah.
He's the best of bosses.
I do all right.
Oh, you're getting promoted.
I'm angling for a raise, right? So these guys, as soon as the folks over there reached out to us, said, hey, we want to bring you out for this Onward event with the ESL. I said, great, would love to bring some veterans. The first thing I told them was that I actually was, again, I mentioned when we were speaking yesterday that the whole VR portion of this community is still something that I'm learning about. So Onward wasn't a game that I was familiar with. I consider myself a fan now, but I told the individual I was speaking to, I said, we would love to bring some veterans out, but I would love to reach into your community for them. I could bring, I could find a couple of veterans who would certainly appreciate the opportunity to come out, but how much better is it? For us, we judge everything on impact, right? Where can I make the biggest impact? And for me, it was a no-brainer that with all the veterans that are already invested in the community here, invested in the game, let's find 2 of those guys who weren't going to have the opportunity to come out and bring them out here, and they can teach me a little bit about the game. So that was how I got introduced to Sleepy and North London Killer, and I wish I had more time with these guys. It's a shame that I have to, head out of here tomorrow.
Yeah, as I think many of us do, but these are the sort of events where you make friends and you hang around with those. Radar there is getting himself ready for this, isn't he? He is all over this and throwing the hype down. I'll enjoy talking to him later on, depending on how well he does. If he wins this thing.
It's crazy how friendly all these guys are, too. Typically, esports scene might be a little contentious, but we got all these guys together in the same room, and it was, a pre-night, first night meal with everybody, and man, it was just great times. This is, again, the first time a lot of these guys are meeting one another. And it was really good. It was like a class reunion or something like that.
Mob Squad was booing Globochem coming out of the vehicle.
Sure.
But it was all laughs, though, right?
These guys are all really tight knit. But these 2 teams, though, of course, 2 scratch teams of people who haven't played together for our show match to kick things off. Let's go over then to Pansy and Nightfire and take us into our show match. It's the best of 1. It's going down on Bazaar, and it is Stack Up against Onward.
Thank you so much, and what a fun one we're coming into here, because it's the classic, right? You normally don't put developers in their own game because normally it doesn't go good. Trust me. But I know these guys play it. I was talking to James real quickly. I was like, so you gonna be the classic developer who, you're great behind the scenes, but let's not get you out there. He's like, I used to play this before I joined the dev team, so I should be okay. But I think this is gonna be hell of a good time.
Yeah, this should be a really fun match. You can see that we have quite a few characters here.
Oh, just a few.
Yeah, the camera panning past Viper. He's in a mask. That's kind of his stick.
It's not the mask that caught my attention. it's the lower leg wear.
It looks like we're going to be hopping right into this match. I expect some very fast plays, Lonely kind of leading up the squad. You have some other players that maybe aren't too familiar with the game. Dante and James, although they are the devs, I wouldn't really say are the best players either. Because they are so dedicated. They don't spend a lot of time playing their game. They spend a lot of time developing it, making sure it runs well and adding new features.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I don't know what to expect. I think it's going to be a bit of a laugh here. I am curious to see who, if anyone really does come to the forefront. I know there's a couple of bigger names who are probably way more adept than the others, but I also love watching the 2 vets here working together. That's a duo I love to see, because we saw that in the other games. They kind of duo up. The buddy system starts to fall into place, and I love the fact we're seeing a bit of that here. So these 2 just going to be working in cover, taking on pretty much the western side of the map. If you are new to this, if you're just tuning in, not sure of the game, this is a show match. We are getting a bit of communication coming in. We'll check in on that if we do hear a couple more. But the blue team's on attack. I know that it gets a little bit of time to get in your head, but blue team on attack, red team on defense. We're hearing a couple of shots come through early on.
Yeah, I do like seeing the Sleepy North London Killer pair up. They are 2 community members that have a lot of hours in the game, so you should definitely see some good shots from them. James is in a nice position to hold, but North pushing up pretty aggressively and getting tagged with James now. And I think Beefy giving some call-outs. But yeah, this is a 5v5 search and destroy game mode. Much like a lot of other tactical esport games, you have to get towards that objective and plant defuse the bomb.
Yeah, it's a little unique. You have one, I guess, objective site, right? Rather than the 2, it can rotate, it can move. This is only a best of 1, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But we are seeing a couple of shots are down the alleyway. You've got to be a bit cautious on this. Again, time to kill is very low, 2-3 bullets. You're looking around that marker. You don't get many seconds for a mistake, and Viper's made it across. This guy, you said he might be aggressive, he might get in the faces. We're seeing that.
Yeah. He's probably got no fear right now. He wants to be the top dog on his team 100%. So I imagine he's going to be looking for frags at all angles, looking for flanks. I'm very happy that we have these people, they have these players out here playing, because these are guys that weren't going to have a chance to play in the tournament, but we have this show match for them, and so they get to kind of be out in front of the community.
It's not gone so well for the Stack Up guys. They're down to one man. There's a revive available, but we'll see what Viper's got. This guy's turned up in a Deadpool mask and some very fruity underwear. So I mean, you better be able to deliver in game if you're going to turn up looking like this. Let's see what you got. Dante, of course, the lead dev, the main man. A lot of people know his name. Clearly able to play out the game himself.
Yeah.
It was a good story if you want to read into how he got to the position, how he created this game. Some really good stuff online, some of the interviews he's done. So do get into that. But for now, I'm curious to see what the Lonely Viper can actually do.
Yeah, he's going to take his time, wrap around this this far north side of the map, and maybe be flanking the dev. And I'm sure if he knows he can kills Dante, he will rub it in Dante's face.
Oh yeah, I want banter 100% here.
I also expect maybe some knife kills to come out, because that's definitely some good disrespect you can drop on the enemy. And these guys are all about having a good time, and I'm surprised how well Dante is playing, if I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
Don't doubt the dev. All right, they've got a point to prove. Here we go.
That's very true. That's very true.
We can't embarrass ourselves.
No, they can't. They absolutely cannot. And Viper's...
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. He had a little trade with Dante there. Nothing quite coming out of it, and he's going to push back into this this small alleyway and see if he can't find any angles. I think he does have one res available too.
Yeah.
But that's in the middle of the street, so it's going to be pretty tough for him to get out there and get that. Edna Chang probably actually calling out a lot of anything she can see. She's down in the middle of that road, and she's looking for any sort of information she can give to Lonely. And sort of unlike, I suppose, one of the pro teams, you kind of see some Volk moving around a little bit. It's that this is the maybe not necessarily beginner's nerves, but those nerves definitely start to get to you, and you start to kind of, I got to look for a pick. I got to look for something. I got to get some action.
Patience isn't, the biggest thing that these people have. James gets punished on it. The googly eyes do not pay him well. Frustration, head shake. It's all there. He's gutted. The Viper he's straight. And now, was that a nade or a smoke going down?
I think that was a smoke.
Viper's got a shot at this one. He spots out another player. Now he knows roughly where the last two are. He doesn't probably know that, but he's now had contact with Dante and the other remaining players. So he's going to have to get a move on, though. 1 minute left.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time here. He's going to try and wrap around and maybe come behind the Kamish, because Kamish is so distracted about where Viper put those shots out. It's a really good play, but if he's paying attention, he should hear him. I'd be curious to see if Viper decides to go all the way back around and go towards objective.
Well, he's got 48 seconds to make up his mind. He's managed to cross the road. That kind of fake smokes worked out really well for him. He put it down further down the street. He ran all the way around the back.
Now he's in this blue room trying to tag Kamish.
Kamish is in trouble here. Dante should have an angle on this, but Viper might be ready to strike again. Dante takes the peek and he takes the kill. Dante to secure it.
You can hear the excitement down there with Radar, and these guys, like I said, these guys
the
want...
banter is there. Yeah. This is good.
Banter's there. They want the bragging rights. This is a big bragging rights match. Radar and Viper are also close buddies. They do a lot of things together, and I'm sure they're gunning to beat each other. It's really this should be a fun match. I'm hoping to see some knife kills. I really want to see somebody try and get in there, get confident, flank behind somebody, and pull that knife out.
I just want to get a crowd mic. Can we just get a mic down there?
Yeah.
It's probably a really bad idea.
No, I agree.
But I still kind of want it.
We can always pop into their comms while they're in the lobby. It's a very risky.
That's a dangerous game to play, isn't it? It's like we're just tempting fate at that point.
Especially with all the potential trash talking going on.
Oh yeah. But again, just a reminder for you guys at home, if you are just tuning in, do remember that Stack Up here, it's a good cause. You should look into it, check it out as well. All the information's out there on the internet, of course. But if you are wanting to donate, if you want to support this, do head over to esl.im/donate. And it puts you into a raffle as well. I think over $5, you get a chance to win a whole kit of the VR stuff. So, I mean, it's a good cause, and you get something for it potentially. So, good balance.
Yeah.
Head over, check it out, and thank you for all tuning in quite early. It's afternoon. This is early for us gamers.
Yeah.
It's about 3 in the afternoon. It's not that early. But in my mind, it feels early. So I do appreciate it.
You slept until 12 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Early.
Oh, yeah. It felt real good. A nice little lay-in. And someone who's not having a lay-in is Radar. He's more pumped up than the players were.
Yeah, he not surprised. He's a character, and you can kind of see that on the desk. He's very animated. And him getting in here and getting some kills. Yeah, he's extra elevated, extra excited.
All right, let's stick on board with Radar Head if we can. If he's gonna be that loud, you got to deliver as well. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have the the personality. You better have the skills to back it up. Let's see what he's got here through the marketplace. It seems as though he's going. Obviously penetrable. You highlighted this initially.
Right.
We were discussing this. This map hasn't been played out yet that we've seen between these teams. A couple of them had it as a third, but we never saw it. So Radar Head and James, developer. Oh, it's not gone well. They line up. They just got absolutely shredded by, I'm pretty sure, one of the vets there holding a lovely little angle in the archway. And for a man with so much personality, you better be able to back it up now.
Yeah, he's arms folded, very sassily upset about getting tagged there. North London Killer, one of the vets, very nice shots coming out of him. And he is one of those guys using that Pro Tube. And I actually don't think he has too much experience with an Oculus, so really good on him for getting those kills. Nice job there. 100th Monkey now over here on the west side. He'll be running into Sleepy. Sleepy taking up the same position that James killed him. This is kind of one of those things I was talking about when you get into pub matches or scrim matches. You see a really nice spot that someone held, and you go, oh, I got killed from there. I'm going to go sit there, too.
Seems to work. It does need to show some real patience holding this, though. You can't be peeking into this because people will probably be expecting it to a degree. There are two players here as well, so they'll be working their way up. Very similar to what we saw on the other side. Two players working up this western side on that long road approach. Not much color, but again, nice work from Sleepy. He got called out by it before, and he gets to kind of get their revenge. Yeah,
that's got to feel really good. Maybe he's even expecting a second there if he's wise enough to anticipate them doing the exact same play. And he gets the winning kill.
Ooh, Sleepy.
Radar Head saved by his team. Or no, shamed by the veterans, I believe.
Yeah, the double at the start came from... Well, I think both veterans then got two kills each.
Absolutely.
So you had the start, the double, coming in through the market, picking up Radiohead. The push-up on the western side got shut down by Sleepy. All right, these guys... oh, there we go. They're starting to feel it out.
Yeah.
I was curious how well they would translate into this, and obviously they are part of that community. It was said on the desk, and you can see these guys have so much skill behind them too.
Yeah.
It's really good fun to see how that works out, but do you have the switch over of the sides? If you're still tuning in and new to it, you switch over, attack and defend. It switches every single time. So we'll see what they can do this time around.
Yeah, right. And I think we're in a competitive lobby, so the objectives should be mirrored as well. Each person, each team gets the same objective. I don't know how that necessarily plays out in terms of advantage. Maybe if you get it first, having that objective second gives you some extra planning time to get towards it.
Yeah.
You can kind of react to how the other team played on your defense and maybe try something similar. But yeah, I like the dynamic of teams swapping sides and having to defend the exact same objectives.
So we saw Dante doing very well for himself. Looks like James is going for a little bit of a drawing. Googly eyes, I can't deal with it.
And you hear some motivational chanting over there on the Onward side. I love the band.
Pretty sure these are louder than the actual team so far. Like, we've heard the cheering from the teams at the end of the round if they win, but these guys they're giving it. You know, this is what show matches are about. This is why we do them. It's you get that personality, and this community has tons of that. I've been impressed and surprised at the amount of very rich characters we've had. But we're back into the game. 1-1 thus far, best of one, so this matters.
Circular mags, all the mags you can possibly get your ammo at Viper's Ammo Point. We want some. Here's a drum mag.
Give me one. Can I use that? Can I use that? Can I use that?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yes, it's right here. Here, look. Pick it up off the ground and take it. I'm taking this.
Oh boy, almost.
Yeah, Viper, just get out of there.
Gateway position. What's wrong with you? You're gonna be North London tech guy soon.
Yeah, personalities, let's put it that way. And bear in mind, Viper's the one literally in, I think, like, love heart, sort of lipstick kissed underwear currently and a Deadpool mask. So this guy, again, you turn up with that sort of look on, you got to be bringing a little something, and I think we're seeing it.
Yeah, it's very true to his character overall. He's a real interesting guy. I'm concerned that we should never go to him if he's crouching.
Ooh, yeah. Might get a little bit of a glimpse of too much. It's just not, it's too early for that.
Yeah.
I've had like one coffee, let's go really, ooh, actually we've got a pickup coming in early. It's one of the players found out, and actually it's been a couple of kills here and there. There's so many windows, so many small avenues in those arches you're seeing across this kind of shop front that runs through by that market. It's very easy to get spotted here. So many angles to worry about.
Yeah, and even if you think you've managed to cross and no one shot at you, they may see a sliver of shadow behind some wood and then just pump a couple rounds to the wood and you're down. And then you really don't have any information because you don't know where you guys shot from. You just know that some bullets came hitting you through the wood. But yeah, you see, we saw Edna there crouched down. I'm considering maybe getting yoga for these guys would also be a very advantageous idea, so you can really get down into some...
Hey, look at James has worked it out. Look at him propping up the... This is just the dev doing like a really good display of what you can do in the game. He's like, right, I can just sneakily show off this game. I'll just prop up this nice little tablet and have a little peek, and back he goes. This is very nicely done.
Yeah, and you could, Viper also showing off those mechanics, handing out his drum magazines to his teammates at the start of the round. As funny as it is, that's a pretty big new feature that I'm surprised I really haven't seen other teams try. Maybe it's not as advantageous to have a drum mag on that kind of gun, but that gun you can't, when you pick it in the lobby, you can't put that kind of magazine on it. You can only put a 30-clip magazine. And so now, because they have the same ammo, you can have a guy with an LMG give you a huge clip and put it on your assault rifle.
That's pretty important, and this is a really good kill coming in from Sleepy there. He's found a bit of an angle, and that's kind of brought it back to this 3v3, and that was pretty clean. I don't see a trade coming back in. Didn't give away too much. Very controlled in approach.
Yeah, these guys are not messing around. Sleepy, their communication's pretty on point. Once they get into the game, they kind of start to feel the tension build up, and you start to get closer to... Right at the start of the rounds, you have a little time to talk and discuss strategy and horse around, but now as soon as they get into the game and the kills start coming out, comms get intense and they start focusing.
Making that cross.
Yeah, if he can get up in here, he has a couple of options to peek out some windows towards that objective building, go up some stairs, get a little second story advantage, put some smokes towards objective, and allow his team to push up. I think he has... Edna is still in that same position towards the center of the bazaar, and she's actually in a really nice spot that if Lonely and Sleepy coordinate smokes towards objective, she can push up and get right on there and maybe even cap. I think that's what they are going to do. Viper's going to rotate all the way around north, and then they're going to basically converge on these guys, have one come up from north. I think we actually have a magazine stuck on his hand right there. If you're anybody's wondering why he has a huge wristband on.
He does. That's a lovely angle. You were just saying that. She's really powerful with that low wall that she's playing in towards. And that looks like they're going for this.
Oh my gosh.
Point grab here. This is massive. If they can get this done.
Dante's not
right behind, and Dante is the last man standing, bear in mind too. He does get the kill though, down to a 1v1. Dante might have just clutched this, and now we need to see Viper, the man, the myth, the legend, going to be running in on this one, but where is that kill? Dante is waiting patiently. Who finds who? The smoke is up, and the trade, no, it was Onward who claims it in the end.
Dante killing Viper on the stairs. Dante getting pretty stoked up too. I think, yeah, he knows who he's playing. He knows he's up against Sleepy, London, and Viper, and Edna. I mean, these guys, Dakin too plays on a team in the Master League. All these guys play on a team in the Master League. So you're basically playing a pieced together professional team in a sense. And yeah, it probably feels pretty good for Dante to get a W there. I love seeing the celebrations out of these guys. They're very amped up for these rounds.
That was massive, considering he denied the uplink. That could have been huge.
I mean,
that's 2 points potentially.
That uplink was... he was sitting there for a while punching it in. I imagine the nerves kind of factoring in there. Because when you're looking at that pad, you have to memorize the code. It's 7 digits. Not that easy to memorize if you don't have a good short-term memory.
No, I'm awful at it. I had to check back. I was like, wait, how do I?
And then once you enter it, you have to hit buttons on the pad. So if you're nervous and your hands are shaking, you can be shaking and hit the wrong buttons, and then you have to re-enter the code, and it can take time. And if you see a real fast cap, it's really a pretty skilled cap to be able to punch that code in so fast. So kind of throwing Dante a bone there. I feel like they had plenty of time to get that cap, but nice defense from Dante.
Yeah, really well played from him. I honestly thought Viper might have had that, the way he was coming around the corner, predicting it. But no, Dante ready and waiting. You have to start quoting Dante's Inferno at this point. It's been a while since I've even thought, woo, Radar.
I believe that was his original name, too.
Alright, you ready?
There we go. All right. The flips are done. I was kind of hoping, is that a suppressor I'm seeing on that for James?
Yeah, it is. The advantage of having a suppressor is that if the shots come out, you don't know what team's shooting.
That is true, because again, you don't have radars or mini-maps in the same way you do in other games, or easy to identify icons. And
Yeah.
James has got so much room here. How the hell has he got up this far?
Yeah, I don't know how he. Well, yeah, this objective, this side here, you can move up way along this west alley pretty free, but once he gets to that north area, it's going to be trouble. They probably have. Looking at the map here, yeah, they've kind of given up that north side. He's pretty free to come in from that back end. He could wreak some havoc back there. Ooh, and a nice pick coming out along that east side. What's a 1v3 over there? And he's pushing pretty aggressively. This could be bad for him over by the tank.
Oh, we can just about see the... There's James again. He's got a long way to go until he gets proper contact. I don't know how fast he's going to take this, but... The other players, as you were saying, were the ones we can see the kills have come in on the, you can see remainders. We do have 3v4 potential revive available for Onward.
Yeah.
But it's at an angle, he spotted it. One shot. And you're going to hear that on the other side. You're going to know it's towards you, but you have no idea where from. It's very hard to identify, especially at that sort of range.
Right. Additionally, you don't know if you have unless you check your pad, you're not sure if a teammate's over there shooting that suppressing fire or if that was someone shooting at you. Yeah, and James is in a really nice position here. I think he may get denied by whoever's holding that north side, but maybe a smoke or two can get him into a good spot.
4 minutes, plenty of time. Identifying the objective. You can't say the devs aren't trying.
No.
Look at these two.
They are really into it. I'm very happy to see them play so competitively, especially against the people that they're playing against. Historically, when you go look at it, James and Dante, when they go up against these players and other teams, they don't usually perform as well. So I'm very pleased to see them doing so good. Maybe they did a little practice.
You reckon they were in here at like 6 a.m.? You love those stories, don't you? Like, you walk in, all the productions are setting up, and it's them just sat there for hours. Like, we're ready.
We've been talking strategy.
Yeah, they've got their actual notepads out.
Yeah.
They've got drawings, and just that's it. That's how they've done it.
The show match means everything.
You'd be surprised how into it. So we've done so many show matches in other games, and it's honestly the pride alone. It's the banter off the back of it as well. It's obnoxious as hell when you lose, but when you win, ooh, it feels good.
I selfishly want Team Onward to lose because when Radar comes up here, I know it's all I'm gonna hear about if he gets the W.
It's gonna be horrific.
We just need to have it be easy up here for us, and so maybe if stack up guys here get a couple picks. I mean, they do have the 4v3 advantage. A nice defensive hold here would be great.
Can we just make sure we keep track of Radar's kills, just to make sure he's not like going wild or something? We've got to make sure he's, we've got to have like a comeback, right?
Yeah. And if he comes up here spouting numbers that are not true, we need to be able to call him out on that.
Yep, that's it. So can someone keep a tally if possible? We've got to just measure, temper that ego that could become a problem. Oh, this has been a very patient round here. It's that 3v4 now. Stack up starting to dwindle in numbers. This could be problematic.
Yeah, Dante's in a nice position. If he stays prone here, pushes his way up through this middle area, there's not too many people covering. I think actually Sleepy, though, might be in a nice spot to hold. James getting the pick on Dakin. I'm not sure what Dakin was doing up there. Maybe he was looking for James. It's getting a little too aggressive.
Yeah, found him in the worst way now. Sleepy could still do well here. Bit of a tricky spot, especially with Dante doing this.
That position that he's holding is really nicely positioned. It's a star fountain, and
did he just accidentally shoot?
I think he did, and that gives away his position. So now that's unfortunate. He was proned into pushed up nicely, but a nice reaction to get out of there too.
Yeah, Edna 100% heard that though. Well aware, she's been pretty on point. Did she find the angle at the right time though? This could be huge. That FOV coming into play. You're not going to be able to see down the stairwell. Let's see if she holds the angle. Perfect play. Death Alley lockdown. Edna keeps it under check. 2v3 now. 1 minute and 20.
She read Dante's moves perfectly there. She heard the shots come out from the middle and instantly anticipated him rotating over to those stairs. She was just waiting for that head to peek up, and that's an instant kill if you get the headshots. You can't, no chance for a res there.
James, I know you're showing off. I know. But you look at the time. It's a 2v2. You got to move your ass. 1 minute. Stop playing catch.
Oh, my. You threw it behind him.
Oh, James, you tried so hard to make it
There's
good.
Showboating, flipping it around, and then...
Oh, James, we saw it all. We saw it all.
And now we have 45 seconds left with a 2v2. James and I'm not sure who the last one left alive is on.
Stop, James. You okay? Listening to these guys.
I know.
It's pretty good fun. We do have the other players still alive. I'm not sure who it is. Edna might have just put some suppressing fire towards James. I'm not 100% sure, but
they're not moving fast enough.
Yeah, they've got 10 seconds. They're done. They are donezo on this. There's no way they're walking away with it. 7 seconds. You've run out of time, boys. Oh, dearie me. That's no good. Check your watch a little bit quicker, James. You are done for.
I'm sure we'll hear some very upset and angry words from Radar coming into his team. But a nice defense for stack up and putting it back to a 2-2.
Yeah,
really
Edna's
nice
play there was great. Dante made a mistake, and she capitalized on that.
Yeah, that's what you'll see out of really high-level players. And that's why I really like this game. It's so fun when you read movements like that. You know, it's a testament to your map knowledge. And this is showboating not proven.
Wait for, oh.
Zing.
Good throw. Good replay.
Yeah.
Guys in production. I'm glad you're having fun as well.
Very nicely done.
Okay. Well, we are preparing ourselves. Obviously, we aren't over just yet. But probably a frustrating one there for the guys on the right side.
Yeah, I'm glad we have this 2-2, though. It is a nice competitive match for a show match.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I'm curious. I want to know what the Oculus guys' scores are. I'm curious what their hours are. I'm not very familiar with those fellas, so I feel like maybe the devs and Radar are kind of responsible for carrying Team Onward.
Yep. Oh, have we got any mag sales going on?
There you go, right? There you go. Take that. I'll take this. Thank you very much. All right, positions, let's go.
Oh, it's on. Oh, there's a tablet for free.
Yep.
Ah, Viper's off. He's done his sales. He's sold his wares. Off to market with his really fan. Oh.
Wow. Fantastic call-outs there. Off to market indeed. Edna Chang going to push up into the bazaar. Lonely Viper here going to be crossing around this.
Requesting backup because I'm really caught out in the open trying to get my project ready. I'm fine.
Can we just follow Viper?
Yeah.
Like, then we don't have to commentate. It's a very nice, like, easy way of doing things. Just go ahead, Viper.
Let's find it up by tank.
Did spot the players crossing on the left side. Curious if that's James again. He did seem to get aggressive last time, try and find these flanks, try and find the ways to exploit it.
Yeah, he's not too worried about getting up there and getting aggressive, especially on Volk. I think some shots coming out from Edna there. I'm not sure where or on who. You can see Dante. He's pretty much camped inside the objective. Well, I think we had a bit of a bug.
Yeah, the
So
timer's
seems.
frozen, so
Yeah.
I believe this is going to be put on hold for a second.
Yeah, and that's the lobby music that I'm very
But
familiar
don't worry, the devs are down there. They'll fix it. It's fine. That's how it works.
with. Yeah, they're right there. You
Yeah.
can just hop on their computers.
It's easy.
It seems
I like
like
Viper's still on the floor, though.
I think some of them are still playing in the game. It looks like we lost our spectators, but Radar is looking through a window at some enemies, and Viper's still alive with Beefy still up.
Yeah, hopefully we get confirmation as to what we are doing in this one. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, not too sure what's happening down there. It seems like they're still in around, and it seems like they're still yelling at each other. A couple of guys out with their headsets off.
We have an admin
Yeah,
working his way forward.
really fun game so far, though.
Yeah, it's been actually really fun. Round continues. We are
back
going
in.
back into a 3v2. Kind of curious as to what happened, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
We do still have Viper alive.
Give me a player count.
Either way, it is a show match. It shouldn't be too big of a hindrance.
Oh, shit.
But Lonely there, realizing he is one of 2 members left on his team, and he's going to have to push to a 3v0 advantage. I think James, Radar, and the commish, or one of the Oculus members, are still up on the defensive for Team Onward. Viper dropping mags, dropping pads. He is a hot mess there as he pushes this objective.
Just littering. Viper, you know, gotta pick up your mess.
Yeah, that's really irresponsible.
Like, look at it. It's just like a trail.
What is this? Your own garbage bin? I mean, come on.
Just little breadcrumbs everywhere. Just you can follow where he's been.
Yeah, you can go right to where you can go flank him right in the back if you just follow all the stuff he's dropped.
And there's Radar. Still, as you highlighted, he's having a look through the windows, keeping control of this building. Very much on objective.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little worried being the one, pretty much the only guy on objective. I think his other teammate is James, pretty far away from objective. If Radar gets picked by Viper, which I would love to see, he's going to be in trouble. That objective is capable. Yeah, so that's he's worried about someone being camping over here in this corner. It's a pretty common spot with so few people left alive. No one's going to really be over here, but now that he has this little south wall here to cover from, he might be able to get some coverage towards objective.
Keep in mind we know the UI might be a little off here at this point. James is still alive, so don't trust the bits at the top there.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, it's all kinds of messed up currently, but we're still playing, and Viper could be in trouble here. James is very close by.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Viper. He's not going to expect to flank. James has to be quiet, though. If he comes in stomping around, Viper will be able to hear those footsteps and react accordingly. And I think James is using an SKS, too, so close-range battles aren't going to work good for him. He's only a single shot. But
Shot's all you need, apparently. Everyone is littering. James. It's the hands in the air. Yes. All right, it's 3-2. Team Onward do currently lead.
Yeah, really nice job there. Some interesting happenings, but a good googly-eyed dance to get us right back into the next round.
Hell yeah.
And I'm willing to wager that if we popped into that lobby and took a gander at the maps, we'd see some rather unsavory drawings.
I mean, that's the first thing I drew. So.
Yeah, yeah. With these kind of goofballs on teams, it's anybody's ball game as to what's going on in that lobby. And when you're in that lobby, you can talk to the other team too. So they.
I realized that real quick. I'm like, I can hear everything.
Yeah. Huh. You can always turn on just team comm, so there is that opportunity to talk just to your team and discuss the map for when we get to actual competitive series. But I'm sure they have open comms and they're all kind of bantering back and forth.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. We still have a little bit more to be played out. This could go all even.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they are going to be coming into the Volk advantage for stack up. So the Onward devs up 3-2 right now. Puts Radar in the lead.
You sound so disheartened when you say that.
Well, we're good friends. I'm just like giving him a little sass.
Oh, here we go.
We're going to hop into this next round.
Oh, James dropped it.
I think James is showing
off. Are we crossing this road up here or still flanking round?
So,
let's do the long.
Okay.
We can cross this quicker. Roger. Just watch the road. Really badly. Yeah, we need to watch the road really quick.
See, it's a little more serious on this side. You've got the other team with Viper just like goofing around and having a good time, and you get these guys like actually pretty keen on this. And there will be one man to try and hold back the flood. Oh, they've been spotted. A lot of fire comes down. Onward did lose a player here. This could be really, really bad for them if they don't recover quickly.
Yeah, North London's very aggressive too. He'll push you up. He'll push right up towards those guys. He's crashing really hard on the west side.
Edna should see this cross too. Ooh, the trade.
Nice job there. It does hold a potential push towards your objective. And with London here covering this side, I feel like he's in a really nice spot to deny any movement over here. Grabs himself another. That's really good. He's tagged 2 over here on this side. And now Radar's kind of pinned. He has his pad out. He's taking a look.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, on the reload.
He sees him. They're out of ammo. He's out of ammo.
No. Whoa, my God.
I think Radar reached for his knife. As he reached for his knife, he slashed his own throat and killed himself.
Stay down.
Oh
Oh my god, North London Killer could live up to that name. That's 2 potential kills here. Commission James, though, are watching this with hawk eyes, but North London Killer on the corner gets down 1. James backs away. He does trade it out, but that was a huge performance from him.
Yeah, really nice moves from North London Killer there, pushing up along that north side, getting a couple tags real early, and then just being aggressive. He didn't care who saw him. He wanted to charge up that road. And now Edna, I mean, these Volk, they are not horsing around. They're nowhere near objective. They're pushing James. They know they have this advantage. And, ooh, this is getting risky. James getting some picks here while they get aggressive.
All right, let's watch James get to, replenish, pick up some bits and bobs. Anyone else close by? You've seen he's good at this. James is pretty diligent. He likes to go on those long flanks. He'll play solo.
Yeah.
So this is not a bad situation for him. We'll see what he's got here. Try and check the watch. He knows he's got time now. 4 minutes left. Got time to go a little bit further around on the map, but your time will be ticking. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. There is no UI in game that tells you. You got to look at your watch or look on the tablet. He's going all the way around.
Yeah, he has the time for this. He knows he's the only one alive. He's going to have to do something fancy. So maybe you draw a little attention over north. You still have Sleepy, and this is that kind of tunnel vision that you see happen when you see some shots fired. They're still looking over to that that northwest side. Dakin's going to be the only one defending, and if he goes down, they have to be aware that Dakin's down and know that James rotated. So see what he can do here against James.
James getting pretty close now towards the side of the road he's looking for. I wonder if he goes for a pick. He does still have that suppressor on.
Yeah. And he is using marksman. We haven't seen marksman come out of very many pro players. It's mostly assault rifles, SMGs, LMGs. But James has been doing pretty well with this. I'm kind of surprised. Kind of makes me want to try it out. Maybe there's something I don't know about. Maybe he's gone in and touched up some of those marksman numbers.
Yeah, it just doesn't tell anyone. It's like, all right, let's buff that. Just slide it up.
Yep. The true dev advantage.
Yeah, it's just when you see him open console, it's like, God, no. No, let's see if we can stick on board with James. I want to see how he does this. He's still going all the way around. This is a very long approach. He's literally gone, I guess, almost clockwise around the map.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what Viper did. He's using these. The reason that they come down here is because you have all these walls. There's so many other lanes you can push that objective, but there's a million different angles you can get shot from. Back here in the south, you have a giant wall against your back and only enemies in front of you, so it kind of gives you a little more confidence to push toward that objective.
Creeping his way forward. Sleepy's not far from this now. Might catch a glimpse of him, depending on what sort of line of sight he'd have.
No, I don't think Sleepy's peeking out quite enough.
Not to the right angle, no.
If he starts to get too antsy, though, it could cost him. James is in a really nice spot. Oh, Dakin's actually rotating around towards
now
James.
That's scary. Dakin should get a glimpse. Oh, this shot comes out. Excellent work from James, the silent killer so far. Moves to the next position. It's a 1v2. Still has to be careful of time here.
Yeah, you see the shoot and move strategy there. Very much a good tactic to be utilizing, especially if you have a silencer. Kind of, you already don't really have a good semblance of where they are.
Viper, right around this corner. This surely is the shutdown.
Oh, Viper didn't hear him push up. But now James walking around, he has to know he's here.
Shut down. Viper's got it done.
Viper got him. I never died.
And now we're 3-3.
Oh God, this is kind of this is a little competitive.
Yeah, this is. I mean, look at this.
Right. Okay. Did he knife himself?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh my God, he did.
Yep. In the panic, he reached for his knife and shanked his own throat. Fantastic. And just to kind of point there, North London was out of ammo. I don't think he was just giving him the. He wasn't just taking a picture. He was completely out of ammo and didn't quite realize it.
That is fantastic. And again, guys, if you are at home and you're just tuning in and you haven't heard us talking about it, this is with Stack Up. This is the show match we're putting on for them. These guys do help veterans and those still serving. And they're a wonderful group of people who do create a very supportive atmosphere and do some incredible things. So we've done a lot with them so far in the show. If you do want to check it out, of course, that you can check out their website and get all the information. But of course, if you do want to donate and support it, you can enter the giveaway as well, or the draw, if you just donate $5 or more at esl.im/donate. So do consider it. Obviously, you don't have to. You can sit here and enjoy all this for free, or not. Again, up to you. But still, we are just going to be waiting for that final round.
Yeah, as an Onward community member, and when they said that we were going to have this ESL Invitational, it wasn't instantly informed that we were going to be involved with Stack Up. And then when that kind of came through, I was so pleased to know that we could actually do some good with this tournament, with our community. I think this is one of the first things we've kind of done as a community that helps, that's towards a charity, and it's just like a perfect fit. It's so awesome.
Yep.
And the guys are so nice. It's been a blast meeting all the Stack Up guys. They're all incredibly generous, and I've been loving playing with North London and these guys for so long.
North London showing some real good work. That was like 3 kills potentially. I know a lot of knocks coming in from him, a lot of pressure coming down. He played very well, and of course he's these are the guys that they are helping out and kind of creating places to come to and enjoy events like this. So again, if you do consider it, head on over to the link that was just on the screen and maybe put some money in if you fancy it. Anyway, all that aside, all the niceties aside, we can get back to what could be the man on your screen there, Radar, being very smug soon.
Yes.
It's a scary prospect.
It is indeed. We'll see if Lonely Viper and the ammo sales team can manage to get themselves a win.
Oh.
Who needs drum mag north? Drum mag? I've got drum mag. I've got drum mags? Okay. All right, move. Let's go. Go.
Viper leading from the
They're
front.
gonna rush us.
Off we go. And we'll see what they go for.
Yeah, this is a bit of a longer objective. I'm surprised Viper doesn't see them cross by tank for Team Onward to get a guy over there, and he does get spotted. Viper managing to tag him down. That was a huge pick.
I looked on the move as well. Viper's getting this done. I'm thoroughly impressed and surprised. They were suppressed. But a 5v4 now. And the pace doesn't seem to be slowing down either. They're kind of really going for this, but that marketplace is not free. There is a lot of enemies in your way now.
Yeah, Kamish with a second story view over that. He'll be able to kind of spot down and see someone crawling. You're not really hiding from anybody's second story. And actually, some more shots from Viper tagging 100th Monkey. Looking very good for Stack Up Squad right now. 4-2, they did lose, or 4-3, they did lose one at some point on that south road there.
Everyone needs to be careful. There are players up here. You already highlighted one of the players on the second floor.
Spots
a bit of pressure. Good work. We're down to 2 players remaining for Onward. This could be potentially Stack Up closing out. 2 left alive. 1 revive available. And we can see at least one of them. They know. I'm pretty sure they know where Kamish is. I'm sure there's been shots towards it. So he could be in. Yeah, there's the shots coming through. This could be suppressing to allow Edna to get close if she can find an avenue of approach. And they can keep them pinned at this. I don't know where the support system is right now, but Onward are in trouble.
Yeah, and finally Viper radioing that in. I don't think if he had radioed that in, Dakin and Edna would be in a good position. It's if they don't have that information, they could easily get picked from a top story. But I think they're going to be cautious. Edna looking for a gun she dropped. In North London crashing towards objective. He gets his pad out right here. He can cap the objective.
Oh, this could be big. There's one man standing for Onward as well. This could be huge. I'm pretty sure. Is it James who's still alive? I'm not 100% sure who is. It doesn't matter though. Stack Up actually win it out.
Yeah, fantastic job from Stack Up. Viper very excited. The celebrations coming out for the teams. What a fantastic show match. What a lot of fun.
I was surprised how competitive it was. We had such a big start from the Onward guys. They were playing so well. The developers held their own. And you saw James almost clutching out a couple of times. And yeah, on the other side of things, the Vet's doing wonderfully. Viper putting on a show for us. Look at those pants. Not too closely, but we've been told we will be hearing from the players in a second. But once, they calm down and we get our boys on the stage. But we can have a little talk about what we've seen. And
they don't want to take those headsets off.
No, they just want to play.
They're
like, okay, can we do like a best of 3?
I'm on this incredible stage. Let me stay up here and keep playing. Yeah.
I see Radar just throw down, just like really sore loser. But no, he was great during this as well. Bringing a lot of personality to this. Really enjoying what was going on. James there showing some frustration, but Viper, he's a personality. But Dante's start was excellent.
Yeah, he was off to a very hot start, and the celebrations coming through. I know it's going to be bragging rights for these teams. I'm kind of looking forward to topping back down into the lobby and seeing how these guys are chatting with each other after how well Stack Up performed. Now, that was a really fun match. I'm glad it went so close. And just taking a look at here, I mean, Sleepy, this spot was really clever. He went back to a spot he got killed from and managed to grab 2.
It was really well done. The swing out on that second really caught me off. I didn't think he'd take that, and we have the marketplace.
I think when he was sitting...
Give me one. Can I use that?
Showing off the new features is what we'll call it.
Right here. Here, look. Pick it up off the ground and take it.
His hand to him real nice.
Oh.
I remember I was like, Viper just like runs off. Oh, this was big. Was this Dante's clutch? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Down, kill Sleepy. And then he swings around and actually denies. I don't know who was last up against. I can't remember.
Did
but
he? I think he might have killed somebody else in the center too. That's what he was shooting at initially. Then he rotated back around and got the capper, and then sat here in the stairs and heard Viper running up. And so Viper, not being stealthy, kind of gave his position away, and Dante answering really nicely. So much fun. I love it.
No, this has been a great bit of fun to watch, actually, and Edna there kind of denied anything from coming. James with the beautiful throw work, and 1 and a 2, and where does it go? Oh, God, it's going to go behind me, isn't it? Whoop! Good throw.
Yeah, definitely not working out to his advantage.
That's one of the moments you're like, I really hope no one spots this. I hope they're watching someone else.
Yeah, I hope this isn't solely on camera and that everybody's watching me.
I do see who the interview's going to be with as well, so I'm pretty happy about this.
Yeah.
These two were really good for Stack Up. I was so surprised. North London Killer, late game, you can see him right now. He played so well. I mean, Radiohead helped him there, but overall, he was so good during this game.
Radar was going to die right there from the pistol, absolutely. But, yeah, Edna played very well, too. She got a couple early picks, and, yes, the celebratory arms up.
It was
really fun.
Good. It was pretty good. Well, that's enough from us. That was just the show match. It was just kind of the appetizer to the main meal, which will be coming up pretty soon. But we had a great bit of fun during that. Amazing personalities in the scene. But enough from us. Let's head down to the stage to hear from the Stack Up guys who actually walked away with the win.
Yes, it was personalities and characters to be showing in that game as well. And yeah, just a quick few questions, by the way. So, you know, with the VR setup and the Oculus just in general here, what do you actually think of the setup and how it plays?
Excellent. Couldn't have been better.
And with Downfall, I know you've put a lot of hours into it already, and you said you do play quite a lot, especially with these guys as well.
Hours. I have 2,000 hours in Onward alone.
Oh, really? 2,000 hours? I think that's literally more than most of my games combined on Steam. So you obviously enjoy it quite a bit then?
I'm addicted. I can't have a day without it.
Oh, sorry, so you basically play it competitively on a daily basis?
Exactly that.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
My daily fix.
That's true, yeah, because obviously you got to get that daily fix somehow, don't you?
Exactly, bruv. Start the game, bruv.
And yeah, just talking about Stack Up just overall. As a charity, for anyone who doesn't know, what do you do for the military personnel?
So what they do is they not only send active duty people from both the Allied nations and the U.S. veterans, they send them care packages like console games, controllers, all these things, so that when they're coming back in from a patrol or they're back in their barracks and they have a little downtime to themselves, they have something they can do to kind of let go of some of that stuff that they might be going through. And then they also take folks like North London and myself here to events like this one. We're both active players in the community already, so we're both excited to come here just on that basis alone. But it was really cool of Stack Up to be able to bring us out here and really show us a good time out here in the UK.
And I was just thinking as well, do you have 2,000 hours just like North London here?
I don't have 2,000 or anything like that. I'm coming up on 1,000, and I'm on Oculus regularly. So, but yeah, I play with a lot of these guys that are competing this weekend on a daily basis. So it's really cool to come out here and meet all the guys and get to put personalities and faces with the voices that you hear in game. So it's been great.
I think that's the main thing as well, because you guys are such a tight-knit community, and there's so many of you as well, and it's quite rare nowadays to find so many people in one game in a tight-knit community like this. And you guys go on so well, obviously it's your first LAN event as well, so it's great to see you all together, obviously in person, like we'd be normally. But that's it for now anyway. We'll go to a break, but when we come back, there will be the first game between beginners and SMC Tactical, so we'll catch you soon.